The fallout from Juventus versus Atalanta. How Juventus made the right choice to stick with Danilo. Max Allegri's post-match interview following the game against Atalanta. Should Juventus sell Matthias de Ligt? Possible targets if Juventus sell Matthias de Ligt. More on this later, stay tuned. Coming in at number 5, getting into the Juventus versus Atalanta match, and what a game it was. A lot of missed opportunities from Juventus. We had a lot of chances, however they weren't converted. And it was Malinowski from Atalanta who scored a rocket of a free kick, which was absolutely impressive. And then from there on, it was about Juventus getting back into the match, and we needed the courage to push on and try and at least get something from this game, and we did. And indeed we did. Danilo from the corner, Paulo Dybala whipped in a perfect corner, and then in the 90th minute it was Danilo who converted a beautiful, precise header straight into the left-hand corner of the net, and we picked up a point at Bergamo. Unfortunately, Juventus wasn't able to get all 3 points. We're only able to get the 1 point from the game, and considering how both teams performed, it only ended up being a point apiece. So with this draw, this places Juventus in 4th position on 46 points, with Atalanta behind on 44, which is very, very good Juventus, and this places us in a decent position to move further up the table, and hopefully Juventus does do this in the end. Juventus made the right choice to stick with Danilo, considering his recent performances and just overall the swap deal in the end with Manchester City, with João Cancelo going over to Manchester City and Danilo from Manchester City coming to Juventus. And indeed, it was a good deal in the end. And prior to this deal happening, this swap exchange happening just a couple of years ago, João Cancelo was not performing that well in training sessions and was being very, very lazy in his training sessions. And the upper management took steps to say, João Cancelo, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. And then in the end, the swap deal happened with Danilo and João Cancelo, with Danilo coming over to Juventus. And in the end, look at what Danilo has done. So yes, definitely a shout out to Danilo for his recent performances at Juventus. And just a little bit on how good he is. Extraordinary versatility, maybe the most versatile player in all of Europe. And indeed he is. With amazing concentration, a true leader who you feel is confident when he steps onto the field and wears the black and white stripes for Juventus. Coming in at number 3, Max Allegri's post-match interview. And what was said, he goes on to say with his comments, it would have been a regret to lose a match played well technically. So much wrong in the realization phase, so many last passes. However, the second half was as good as the first in terms of creating opportunities. On our ball where we were supposed to score, we missed the ball with Vlahovic, and then Malinowski scored a wonderful goal. Then the team believed until the end. An extraordinary match, and indeed Juventus did believe all the way to the end. Finoallafine is not just a slogan, not just a tagline. It is the spirit of Juventus, and to have that grit and determination to play to the very last minute, to the final whistle, is what makes Juventus Juventus. Coming in at number 2, should Juventus sell Matthias de Ligt? Now this is a big question. Many reports in Italy are suggesting that Juventus may look to sell Matthias de Ligt if an offer arrives, while some suggest that Juventus are working on a contract extension. Now, considering the defensive line at Juventus, at the moment, Chiellini and Bonucci aren't getting any younger. Bonucci is 34, Chiellini is obviously getting old, into the early 40s, which is insane. However, he has had a lot of recent injuries as of late. And considering this, we only really have De Ligt, who is a younger defender at Juventus, in the back line. We also have Rugani as well. However, he is not on the same level as De Ligt. And this point of selling Matthias Ligt and offloading him to another club, in my opinion, is just an insane idea. I understand that Juventus perhaps want to cash in on De Ligt and perhaps in another position produce and sign a bigger player in the midfielder, Pogba. But in my opinion, I think this is an outrageous idea and De Ligt should stay. So in saying this, Juventus should convince De Ligt to stay at Juventus. With just a few more signings, Juventus will be near to having a world-class squad that can definitely win the UCL, and De Ligt is a very big piece required to complete the puzzle. And indeed he is. There aren't many centre-backs around the world in world football that are as incredible and as talented as De Ligt, and this would be a big mistake in my opinion if Juventus do go through with this and they do offload him to another club. Possible targets if Juventus do indeed end up selling Matthias De Ligt and offload him to another club. One of those possible targets is Manuel Akanji, who is from Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. He is a Swiss international who is currently 26 years old, and he could be a possible replacement for De Ligt. Personally speaking, I saw him playing at the Euros last year and carried Switzerland into the quarterfinals. Obviously, the whole team played incredibly well, but just personally, from my point of view, watching Akanji, he was defending very well in those few matches I did watch of him. So this could be a decent replacement, in my opinion. Another target that could occur if Matthias Ligt is offloaded to another club is Paul Pogba. From what the news has been saying, Paul Pogba could be on his way to Juventus. However, with Matthias De Ligt going to another club, there would be a void, a massive void left in the centre-back position. Obviously, with Bonucci and Chiellini getting older, that needs to be filled again. So, in my opinion, offloading De Ligt and getting Pogba doesn't solve any issue. Also, another target of Juventus, if Matthias De Ligt is to be sold and offloaded to another club, is Alessio Romagnoli from AC Milan. And Juventus could be interested in the player as his contract runs out in the summer and he is on a free. He's only 27, so he's still not in the 30s at the moment, so it wouldn't be the worst idea. However, this is another target of Juventus and another option. So considering all the targets that I have listed, and there were only just a few of the names, but that was some of the names that I thought I would bring up. And considering that, in my opinion, De Ligt should stay at Juventus. But in the end, what do you guys think? Let me know. Let Max Statman know in the comments below. What do you think? Should Matthias De Ligt stay, or should Juventus cash in on an opportunity to get big funds into the club and offload him to another club? Let us know. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe to Max Statman. Finoallafine, Forza JUVE.